सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। अजत्वादिसद्गुणसम्पन्नयोगी कर्माणि कृत्वापि नितरां विरागी समाधिस्थितोऽपि स्वभक्ताय लभ्यः मम सद्गुरुर्यः सुविद्वस्तुवर्यः। आनन्दचिन्मय निजरूपविता लोकानुद्धाराय च अवतीर्णवर्ता गूढात्मतत्त्वस्य बोधने समर्थः मम सद्गुरुर्यः सुविज्ञेषु श्रेष्ठः। इहैव ब्रह्मात्मज्ञानेन मोचनं शास्त्रेषु बोधितं येनैव साधितं प्रज्वलितबुद्ध्या सदा चित्स्वरूपः मम सद्गुरुर्यः परमार्थसिद्धः। ईशाय कर्माणि सुकृत्वात्मशुद्धिः ततश्च श्रवणात् मननाद्धि बुद्धिः। अध्यात्ममार्गस्य विज्ञानघोषकः मम सद्गुरुर्यः प्रज्ञानशिक्षकः। उत्कृष्टमनसा च सदा प्रसन्नः फलासक्त्यभावप्रभावे प्रपन्नः। गीतास्मृतिर्वचनबोधे च श्रद्धा मम सद्गुरुर्यः भक्तात्मनिवासः। ऊर्ध्वमूलमित्यादिगीतार्थतत्त्वं यज्ञार्थभावेन स्मृत्वा हि भोजनम् आचाररूपेण बोधितस्तपस्वी मम सद्गुरुर्यः योगिनां यशस्वी। एकाग्रचिन्तनं हि ध्यानस्य मूलं भगवतो नाम स्मरणाच्च नित्यं। मत्वा जपाभ्यासपरो वै सुधीरः सद्गुरुर्यः प्रचारे प्रवीरः। ऐश्वर्यमीशस्य त्रिगुणात्ममायया लोकस्य सृष्टिश्च तेनेति विद्यया। सलीलं सजीवनं यस्य प्रबोधं मम सद्गुरुर्यः स ब्रह्मैव सत्यम्। लोकस्य ऐश्वर्यं, the greatness of the Lord alone is the world. Bhagavan calls it as his vibhuti. And srishtihi tena aishwaryena ishwarena eva iti vidyaya. With this knowledge alone, the life will become a leela, a play. A play is well enjoyed only when you don't take sides. Right? If you take sides, there will be tension. At the end of it, there will be feeling of either joy if your team won, or there will be depression, upset. You have become upset and angry when your team has not won. But a madhyastaha, how does he or she feel? Oh, one who is not bothered. Shatro mitre putre bandho ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhu sarvasmin api pashyatmanam sarvatsochruta beda ajnanam. Very simply put, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Shatro in the enemy, Mitre in your friend, Putre in your boy, in your son, Bandho in your relatives, Ma Kuru Yatnam. Do not put any effort to friend somebody or to become inimical to anyone. Why? Vigraha Sandau. Vigraha means they go away like Nigrahanam. Sandhi means to come in together. They come and go, the relationships always are fluctuating. Ma Koriyatnam. Neither to hold on to people, nor to get rid of anybody. Why? I say, okay. If you look at your own life, when you were young, you had so many friends, you cannot even live without them, you thought. And then they are so, every day you have to see them, every day you have to be with them, you have to be hanging around. Kahan hai? Malum nahi kahi hoga. Somewhere they are there, somewhere I don't know where they are. Now, everybody's life has moved out into their own directions. Right? And nobody is holding on to anybody. Your own children also, at some point of time, they have their own life, and you may expect them to call every day. Busy mom, busy dad with their children, their activities. So everything is Vigraha and Sandhi. Vigraha means going away. Sandhi means coming sometime. It's like a travel in a journey. In a journey, you may have somebody as a companion, a co-traveler. After some time, when his or her station comes, gone, and you take and you go. Nobody is going or living for anybody else. Challa khela. You have to walk alone only. Right? It is not a very dark picture of life. That is not the point here. Point is that sarvasmin api pashyatmanam. Therefore, once he has said that this is how it is, then next one is what you should do. Sarvasmin, in everyone, atmanam pashya. See the self alone. All relationships are built at the relative level only. The absolute relationship that you have only with Paramatma. Ma kuru yatnam nigraha sandau sarvasmin api pashya atmanam sarvatmin utsruja beda ajnanam. What makes you get attracted to a person or get away from a person is the beda drishti, ajnana drishti. मैं एक और हूँ, मैं एक हूँ, तुम अलग हो. I am one and you are different from me. This difference causes either attraction or repulsion. Is it not? Do you like your hand or not? Which hand, Swamiji? Neither one. I like right. Why? Because it is right. You don't like left? So, when you see yourself in everything, there is no liking as such or dislike. Let us say there is a cancer in this particular part of, then what do you do? My hand. But this is going to cause the entire body to become problem. Cut off. Is it not? So, Beda or difference is what makes you either get attracted or repulsive. Sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam sarvatra utsruja beda ajnanam. So whose life is a leela? One who is samadarshi. One who has equal vision. One who has not got any preferences. Now, my eyes are there. I can see red, blue, green, yellow, white, everything. Why? Because eyes by itself does not have any color. Can you see blue color? Yes. You cannot see red, is it? I can see red also. White? I can see. How is that you are able to see all colors? Because my eyes have no color. Do you taste spice? Yes. Do you taste salt? Yes. Do you taste sweet? Yes. How is that you are able to taste everything? The tongue has no taste. Neutral it is. Taste your tongue. No taste at all. Unless you just add a coffee. That taste will be there. Your ears, you can listen to harsh sound, soft sound. You can listen even to silence. Why? Because the ears do not have a sound of its own. Nose. What it knows? All smells. What is the smell of your nose? Morning I had some cold, I put a Vicks inside. The smell is there. So if by itself does not have any... No, what is the touch of your skin? So you see, if the sense organs are meant for a particular experience, field of experience, but in that field of experience they remain neutral. Without that they cannot be experiencing what it is actually is. So too, if we have to experience the world as is, that should remain, the mind has to remain neutral. That neutral means not, it is not indifferent. It is rising above. That's why Bhagavan says, Udasinavat asinam aham. Ud asinam. Udasina in many languages means ignoring, not caring about. No, the literal meaning of that, real meaning of the word udasina means ud asinam, sitting above. In a what do you call, table tennis match, if you look at it, the umpire or a referee, he will be sitting on a higher chair, watching the net, right? Whether it is touching or not. If the ball touches there, nowadays you have a lot of machines or computers to do that, but otherwise, he'll be watching. Even in the cricket, also the umpire, what do you call? Straight umpire, what do you call? He'll be looking at it. And looking at the line also, whether it is crossing or not. His only job is that. Then only he can be a referee or an umpire. And he doesn't take sides. So, madhyastha svesya bandhushu sadishva vicha papeshu samabuddhi vishishyate. Bhagavan Krishna says, samabuddhi vishishyate. A person of equal vision excels. Why? Because such a person alone can neither get rejoiced nor he gets depressed. Tulya ninda stutir mauni. Various places he brings that point. Santushto yena kenachit. Tulya ninda stutihi mauni. He, the one who is same in ninda and stuti, censure and praise, is what? Santushto yena kenachit. He will be happy whatever we have happens. You scold him, you praise him. Doesn't mean that he is immune to this. He knows relativity of the things. He knows it's all relative. Today you scold me, tomorrow you praise. Today you praise me, tomorrow you scold. So, salilam cha jivanam. Life is a play, life is a sport. Just like in a sport, if you don't take the side alone, you really enjoy the game. Salilam cha jivanam yasya prabhutam. One whose life is very much filled with this sportive nature. And we say that in a game when somebody lost, be sportive. What does it mean? Don't take it to the heart. Yeah, yoga, tomorrow you will win. So such a mind alone is fully enjoying life. Mama Sadguru Yaha. That's the reason why it is Sabrahmaiva Satyam. Bhagavan Krishna also showed how both Kauravas and Pandavas are included in me only. Both construction or creation and destruction. Unlike all other religions where only positive things are attributed to God and not other things, God is there and evil is also there. कौन है वो? किसने बनाया उसको? कोई और बनाया. Oh, अरे. So there is one more creator other than God who creates evil, right? Yes or no? Equally, another God. How can that be? So who is evil? Who is the devil? Other than God. Who created it? Who created it? So in Vedanta we realize, we understand that the nature of both are included in the Lord. Meaning, when you know Him, you are of divine nature. When you don't know, it is of devil nature. That's all it is. Not that He is not there with you. He is there with you even as you become devil. He is there. You don't know that. That's all it is. Not knowing Him is what makes you devil. Not He makes you devil. You assume the devil nature. Bhagavan explains that also. Daivi sampat, asuri sampat. Those who deny me are asuri sampat. Those who know me is of the Devi sampat. In them also I am there. In Kauravas also I am there. In Pandavas also I am there. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. One who knows that Vasudeva alone everything, such is a very rare one. That is why a Mahatma who has realized this can easily forgive even a sinner. Abhiched suduracharaha bhajate mam ananyabhag sadhureva samantavyaha. Samyak vavasito hisa. So whose life is a leela? One who has understood Sarvam Brahma iti. Sabrahmaiva Satyam Tasya Jivanam Eva Leelam Bhavati. Leelam Jivanam. Tasya Jivanam Salilam. Sa means Saha. Leelena Saha. Leelam, if you take it as a neuter, actually it's in feminine gender, there is a Leela usually. Omkaramalam vidashreshta dhyani viparita sarva samyak vinashane Purnas samadhiridi nirvyaja vipraha Mama Sadgurur Yaha Sanyasinambaraha Omkaramalam vidashreshta dhyani Viparida sarva samyak vinashane Purnas samadhinidhi nirvyaja vipraha mama sadgururyaha sannyasinambaraha. Sannyasinam varaha, best among the renunciates. Who is a true renunciate? Bhagavan Krishna explains, one who is above the dvandvas, dualities. Nyeyasya nitya sannyasi yo nadveshti nakangshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukam bandhat pramuchyate. Bandhat sukam pramuchyate. He is released from the bondage very easily. Bondage is created by holding on to one of those dvandvas, dualities. Now, here it's a very important thing. As we know, Shravanat Jnanam. Ajnata Vastu Jnanam Shravanadeva. Ajnata means unknown. Vastu Jnanam. Knowledge of that which is unknown before is known only through listening. Listening includes if you are reading a book also, it's a listening because you are actually listening to the words of that person who wrote or who authored the book. So, Shravanam is the means to Jnana. Ajnata Vastu Jnana. Then, Samshaya Vichedanam Mananat. Destruction of doubt through reflection. So with the doubt, when you have a knowledge with the doubt is incomplete knowledge. Because you are not able to really grasp it. If there is a gap between your understanding and what is heard and what you understood, or what you heard and what you want to practice, what you heard and what you have assimilated, there is a gap. So this gap is dangerous. If you have not taken care through reflection, you cannot go to the next step. Next step of dhyana. So, samshaya, to be destroyed during the time of reflection, that can happen only when you keep thinking about it. Vichar karne se hi samshaya vichyedaha will take place. And if you have a doubt that it still cannot be overcome by you, go back to the teacher. Ye prashna hai. This is a doubt I have. It needs to be clarified. That's why somebody said, ask Gurudev, you know, when we have so many books nowadays, what is the need for a book? Nowadays Google is there. So, but now whatever is said in the Google need not be the true one. Huh? Both opposite ideas also are there. When you don't know what is true, you say, this particular medicine is good for your health or not. First article, definitely good. Next article, totally dangerous. Now what do you do? Because Google cannot take sides on that. It has to say, okay, this is what so many people are saying, this many people are saying. You decide whether it is to be followed or not. You have to use your akal only, finally. But you have a doubt where you don't want to, you are not sure, so whom do you go to? So when Gurudev was asked this question, nowadays many books are there, why do we need a Guru? He smiled and said, why don't you ask that book? Why don't you ask that book? Which book? Again a doubt. Which book? See, a guru or a teacher is one who has assimilated the knowledge, practiced it and found out, and therefore he has no doubt. And only when there is no doubt, he has moved to the next one. Dhyanam is only after destroying the samshaya only. Otherwise, samshayatma vinashyati. Bhagavan Krishna says, if you proceed further with the doubt, you will destroy yourself. Why? Because at the time of meditation, I think I'm wasting my time. Or your mind will go in such a different directions of its usual fields. This is called viparita buddhi. Viparita buddhi. Viparita. Pariita. Pari means all around. Pariita means that which goes all over. E to go. Pariita. Viseshena. Or vivita. So it goes in all directions. The mind in its usual fields of activities, even as you're sitting for meditation. Because, when you are engaging in quietening your mind, focusing upon the self, withdrawing your senses and the mind, trying to abide in the self, since it's a new field in the beginning stages to engage in, the mind will protest and proceed on to your usual habits of thinking only. Any new habit, if you want to introduce in your life, two things are necessary. One, conviction. Second, time. You cannot have a new thing introduced in your life without giving up something which you do on that particular time. If you say that I want to get up early and meditate, then you must reduce your sleep or go to bed early. You cannot add anything into your life because 24 hours only are available, not more, not even 1 second more. If you want to add anything as a new part of your life, you must give up something. Either the comfort of late sleeping or the comfort of late rising. You have to give up to accommodate this. Or if you say that, no, morning I used to do that, no, then you stop that. Instead of that, you do this. Early morning I have the habit of reading a newspaper. Stop that. Do your workout or the meditation, whatever. So, viparita buddhi is unknown fields of engagement which is driven by vasanas. And when there is a doubt in that knowledge, it will not be convinced. Abhi to itna, I am so young, Why do I need meditation and spirituality and all? Hai na, I have so many years to go. How old are you? 70. Nowadays people live for 80, 85, Swamiji. Abhi kyo? That's what people say. It's too early. When I first joined the Sandipani, my 3 uncles were there in Bombay. They came and asked, what happened? I said, what happened? Kaun hai wo ladki? They think that there's something wrong with some girl has made this. So when the doubts are still present, the mind will not engage. So therefore, we have to have the engagement in the dhyanam, holding on to something which represents Brahman, and that is why in the Upanishad it said, Omkaram. That is Omkara. Edadalambanam shreshtam, edadalambanam param. What is alambana? A support. Alambade. Lambana, lamb is to hang. Holding on to which alone you can hang. If you want to hang. So when children say, we are hanging around. You hang around only when you are holding on to something. So supported by something, that is called alambana. So Om is an alambana. Alambana means that which gives you support. So when you chant Om and withdraw your mind, but that is only a support, it doesn't sustain. Sustenance comes out of knowledge. If I have no knowledge of Brahman, Om, and then what? And then what? Again Om. How long you keep on chanting? It's not the sound, it is not just chanting. At some point of time you let go the chanting and go dwell deep into the very substratum of yours, which is always available in the absence of thoughts. You will be able to clearly abide in that. So you should know that. So when people, in the name of meditation, what they do? Silent. And then what? Silently engaged in usual field of actions. Okay, how long you hold on to the silence? Who is holding on to the silence? Mind. What is its nature? Running around. Silently running around. It's doing still the same thing. It has to hold on to something, and that also should be left behind only when you know the substratum is real. It is present. It is me. Any support must be at some point of time you should let go to be with you, to be with yourself. Otherwise what will happen? Two things can happen. You wake up or you go to sleep. So Swamiji, I had a wonderful meditation. Once Gurudev was giving him a lecture, meditation session, and one person in the corner went to sleep. Many of them went to sleep actually, because when their mind is not tuned, they'll go to sleep. And that person with a sound, he was snoring. Everybody could hear. So Gurudev didn't say anything. Then after half an hour of meditation, Swamiji started to walk in Siddhabari. That hall, old hall, so he started to walk. Very cozy hall it is. Very nice, quiet, cool weather. So he started to walk. And towards the entrance, the exit, that person was sitting there. He got up and came down. Swamiji, today's meditation was so good. We heard. we heard that you had a wonderful meditation. Snoring away. So, here what is that? Omkaram alambanam. Omkaram alambida sreshta dhyane. Omkaram alambida. That is the sreshta dhyanam which is holding on to Om. See, the point is, one can hold on to the form of any form of God also. What happens is the mind will start thinking about the Lord, and then it will that Lord, Bhagavan Shiva, beautiful, is there as Swalinga Swarupa. And the flower, yellow. I did not remove the flower, right? Yesterday, she was supposed to remove the flower. I told her also, remove the flower. But she never cares. She always like that. She never cares about this. 100 times I tell also, the Swamiji also said so many times, remove the flower. Then I told her to do that. She didn't do that. The next time I should not give. So who else should I? Now, if your mind is not trained, it will go in that direction only. Oh, Om, what will you do? Nothing. Om. Nothing can be done. So, Om as a sound symbol, it's not a form, even the form representing the sounds only. A, U and Ma. So, when you take the sound, that's why in the Upanishad they did not give any physical description as a support, sound. Shabda Brahma. Akshara Brahma. So, sound you take up are representing waking, U, dream, that's sleep, and the silence that follows is Turiyam, Chadurtam Manyante. So, that Chadurtam, the Turiyam, that silence is not absence, it is an extremely powerful presence holding on to everything, holding on to which everything possible. Like Akasha, you don't see, but without the space, nothing can exist. Can anything exist? Everything exists in space. Where does space exist? not in anything particular. But in the space alone, everything exists, and everything removed from the space, it still exists. Avakasham datadi iti akasha. What is the nature of akasha? The definition is, it gives space for everything. That's what is called space. But in the absence of everything, where does it go? Like in this room, so many things are there, chairs and tables. You remove all of them, then suddenly find you a lot of space is there. Kahan se aaya? No, it didn't come, it was there, occupied by these objects. And you cannot remove space from here. It's there. Similarly, this Paramatma in the form of a sound, silence, in the silence alone the sound travels, and in the absence of the sound, silence still there. So too, Brahman is there in the absence of all thoughts. Brahman is there even when there are thoughts. Pradibodha vididam madam amrtatvam hi vindade. Upanishad very clear says, in every thought there is presence of consciousness, because of which alone thought is also possible. Thought is nothing but a kind of subtle disturbance that takes place in consciousness. So, Omkara representing the substratum which is present at all times in the absence of everything, as well as in the presence of everything. The Omkara indicates that. Omkaramalambita Sreshta Dhyane. In that seat of meditation, which is by holding on to the Om, who represents the infinite substratum, who is never absent, supporting everything, but yet not dependent. And that is when Viparita Sarva Samyak Vinasha. Viparita Bhavana, that is distraction caused by the Vasanas, end. Vasana kshayo vai moksha. End of Vasana is moksha. If Vasanas are there and still the knowledge is also there, Vasana takes precedence. Because we are used to this. Jnate vastunyabhi balavadi vasana anadiresha karta bhokta pyahamidi dhrida ya asya samsara hetuhu. Bhagavan Shankaracharya very clearly points out this. Even as you know what is self, if vasanas are still present, they will be the most powerful one. So that's why he says, even as you know, jnate vastuni api bhalavati vasana anadi esha. Esha vasana anadi, beginningless. Bhalavati, powerful. That's why when your children are small, you do not know what kind of personality they become, what will they like, what they don't like, what kind of attitude they will. You can never predict. Because it is not started yesterday. Not even in this birth. Many lives. That's why your own children, two people may not have the same tendency, attitude, desires, likes, dislikes. Everything is different. Sometimes it will be totally opposite also. So this Viparita Buddhi or Viparita Bhavana caused by the Anadi Vasanas, Jnate Vastunyapi Anadi Heshak, and in the form of Karta Bhokta Api Ahamiti Ya Asya Samsara Hetu. How do we overcome that? Pratyak Drishtya Nivasati Sada. Take your attention to yourself, your higher self, abide in that. Nivasati Sada Sa Apaneya Prayatnat. Effortfully one should overcome the hold of the vasanas How? Pratyak drishtya, again and again come back to the substratum. Shanai shanai uparamet, buddhya driti grihitaya, atma samstam manakritva na kinchita vichintayet. This is the prayatna. Hold on to the self, hold on to the substratum. Any thought that arises, recognize that is caused by vasana. Let go. Don't pursue. You will pursue, that's it. It's like a, your rock rolling from the hill. What do you call that? Rolling stones. It'll take momentum and it'll become so fast. Muktim prahu tadiha munayo vasana tanavam yat. Vasana tanavam muktihi. Reduction of vasana is liberation. Simple. Liberation is not something that any dadiwala can give you. It is your own effort of reducing vasana. The teacher only can guide you how to do this. आप $1,000 दे दो, मुक्ति मिल जाएगा आपको. हाँ. Such people are also there. What to do? Then people go behind them. There's another madness is that. So vasana reduction alone is finally the liberation that can be experienced by an individual when he or she knows it is my own work that I have to do. The guidance comes from the Guru, the teachings and the conviction I have and practice. So, Purna Samadhi Riti Nirvyaja Vipraha. When is that? Viparida Sarva Samyak Vinashane Purna Samadhi. The complete Samadhi is possible only in the total destruction of Viparida Buddhi. Purna Samadhi Riti Nirvyaja Vipraha. Doubtless, agitationless mind of a person is called Nirvyaja Vipraha. Vipraha means the wise. Vipraha means wise. The wise one who has absolutely no agitation in the mind, which is a state of Purna Samadhi. Mama Sadguru Riyaha Sanyasinambaraha. So asanas in the form of likes and dislikes and other things should be overcome. That is true renunciation. Upanishad vidya prasiddhim chakritva jnana pracharancha paramatma bhaktim dharmasya sthapanancha kritva viramaha mama Sadgurustam pranamami nityam. Upanishad vidya prasiddhim chakritva jnana pracharancha paramatma bhaktim dharmasya sthapanancha kritva viramaha mama Sadgurustam pranamami nityam. Aham nityam pranamami. I salute tam gurum. That teacher, who is he? One who, having made the world understand the Upanishad Vidya. Before also that knowledge was not there. Before it was there, but only a smaller section of people know it. Very fraction of people would know it. In the matas or in the learning centers, shastris. But Gurudev, everybody, no one should be spared. He started first taking on Kenopanishad. When he started off in 1951, he didn't speak on Gita, he spoke on Upanishad. But then he realized that it is hard for people to understand without the basic, the fundamentals. Because fundamental must be there, otherwise funda is also not there, mental is also not what will come. So fundamentals have to be made clear. Then all the Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh, Bhaja Govindam, Vivek Chodamani, so many books he wrote, right? Commentaries on. Why? Because these are all the things to learn, and then when there is a clarity about Upanishad comes. So Upanishad takes it for granted, you know these things, certain things. It doesn't start with the basics. It's a PhD. PhD in the right sense, otherwise it will become permanent head damage. PhD is permanent head damage. So here understanding of Vedanta at the highest level is the Upanishad, Brahma Sutra ityadi, but one should understand the basics before going there. So people are very eager, Swamiji, which Upanishad you will recommend for me? Start from self-unfoldment first. First of all, unfold yourself and start from there. Many people buy the self-unfoldment book and never opened. It becomes shelf-unfoldment. Upanishad Vidya Prasiddhim Chakritva. At the same time, Jnana Pracharancha. Gita Jnana Pracharancha. Also teaching about what is said in the Smriti. And again, without the love for God, again it is incomplete. Paramatma Bhaktim Kritva to be understood. He also did make sure that everybody has love for. That's why so many centers, and every center must have a presiding altar. Guruji used to say, altar is to alter you. An altar is necessary to alter your way of living, thinking. When you have an altar at home, you are making the home holy, and one must sit there in that place of altar, chanting, meditating, reading the books relevant to spiritual evolution. So make yourself available completely, that you are made, that atmosphere is made at home itself. Because we may not have time to go to the temple or so many things, so bring that to home. See, you can go to restaurant and eat also, but why do you have kitchen at home? Kyun? Batao. To be healthy, right? You go there and then you may not get what you want, or you may get what you want, but then you will not be trained how to cook yourself. So in case of emergency, you have to cook yourself. You know how to do it. And you can cook on your own healthily. So all those things are there, even though it's part of your home, but that is meant to complete your home. Similarly, an altar also, you can go to a temple, you can go anywhere, but when you have the Bhagavan at home, you become more conscious. Otherwise, luto, maro, everything, and then go to the temple. Forgive, please forgive me, O Lord. And while at home, you are a devil. When you are at home also, when you are reminded Bhagavan is there, be careful. Nowadays, what we find in many houses, Samsung and Satsang. Satsang नहीं हो रहा है, Samsung है भैया. At home, you should have a place of meditation, prayer, as much as you have a kitchen to cook. Nowadays, you have office room also to work. Zoom करके. Office is also home. Home is also office. Home is also altar. Home is also, restaurant. But you can see the home should be complete in all that respect. So at home, one must develop the feeling that the Bhagavan is here also. Paramatma bhaktim chakrutva. So, Upanishad vidya prasiddhim chakrutva jnana pracharam cha paramatma bhaktim. Then also it is necessary engaging in the world, not just because I have a profession to do. Dharma. Do something right. Dharmasya sthapanancha. Gurudev did not just speak to the sannyasin, he spoke mostly to all grihasthas only. And what is grihastha dharma? Perform the right thing, not only to your family members in the society that you live, to your family members, your children, you have to give the education, etc. That is important, but at the same time, be a part of the society to do the right thing. And then as a community, based upon a language or religion or region, whatever it be, do the right thing, do good to the society. So, dharmasya sthapanam chakrutva virama. In his whole life, he took rest only after completing all these things. Because he said, if I rest, I rust. Because constantly he engaged in action. Either it is about explaining the Upanishad Vidya or explaining the Jnanam from the Gita or building temples and all, consecrating temples, making people realize important aspect of the bhakti, and doing so many community projects, right? Hospitals and schools and social service projects, so many. More than 80 schools. And over a period of time, he has created so many such community projects. One man can do this. Think of it. Came to Pune on 1951, came to Pune with a quarter, which was also useless. Not a penny he had in his hand. Not a penny. Nobody knows him. How a person within 44 years changed many lives, created many institutions, temples, learning centers, schools, hospitals, community projects, books, videos, cassettes. How is that possible by one person to do that? If one person can do that, if everyone becomes that one, then think how powerful it becomes. So that is why Mama Sadgururyaha pranamami nityam tam pranamami. I salute him because he is avatar only. He is just a manifestation of divinity. Otherwise it is not possible. To continuously go, keep on working. Not stressfully, but with an intention to change as much as one can. So that is the nature of our Pujya Gurudev. So the remembrance of such a Mahatma should inspire our life. So many different difficulties are there in our life, domestic life, family life. But such masters inspire us that if one can do that in one's lifetime with so much of enthusiasm, that's why it is said, Utsahavardhakaya Namaha. In his presence you cannot but get inspired. Because he never had shown tiredness ever on his face or on the body. With full of enthusiasm. When during the Yogkendra, when we were there, so the Chennai chicks or Chennai chicks, those who are from Chennai, They used to be always adventurous, and they inspired many of the. When Gurudev used to come to main cities like Bangalore or Chennai or any other place, the Yogkendra members will be on motorcycles. Before his car, and behind his car also. Bullet. And then with the flag Om. And in Chennai, they went to the next level. They put the siren also. So, when the siren comes, everybody has to move because there is some important person will come. Even the police don't have to salute. If they have followed only, then they would have gone and removed that thing and put it on. They used to make, and Gurudev used to love it. My chicks, see that, piloting me. He used to be so enthusiastic. So when he comes out of the airport, where are my pilots? Come on, go. So, he was always enthusiastic. Never a dull moment. I remember in Siddhabari ashram when we used to have camps, and last day they used to have dandiya and all that. Like, after the Samashti Bhiksha and all that, dance. He will sit there. Chalo. Everybody. And you might have seen one of the two videos. He will get up and start dancing. Chalo, dance. With his body having so much of issues, but he was always pushing everybody to do their best. So that is the nature of a Mahatma whose life is full of joy. And he has done the establishing Dharma and making sure that all people know the knowledge of Vedanta through Upanishads, Gita, Jnanam, then Bhakti on the Lord, whichever be the form. He had created temples on Shiva also, Vishnu also, Krishna also, Saraswati also. If you look around, you will understand. So many different temples, it shows different forms of gods. And he believed in the diversity. And he never said that only this and not that. There's not, it's not there. It's not only this Bhagavan, nobody else should be worshipped. He said these are all foolishness. He always believed in the universal presence, and any form of God is capable of taking you to that same one truth. So that is the nature of Pujya Gurudev, who inspired all of us, continuing to inspire. And thank you for giving this opportunity for me to reflect on Gurudev's great characteristics and how he helped every sadhaka to move ahead and achieve the highest. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.